Hello everybody, my name is Ethan. Welcome back to the channel where I've got a very special video for you today. We have been doing a couple of the tutorial videos on the Pokemon Go Battle League Academy, but I thought I'd take a break and give you guys a very awesome team. Now this is a longer video than I usually have, and it's even sped up a little bit faster, but this team I love so much. I mean, it's so anti-meta. It's so good against a lot of things, but it also gets hard-walled against two specific mons. One of them you're seeing right now, that being Altaria. Altaria does well against my entire team. Now let's explain my team. We got Obstagoon. If you didn't know, Obstagoon's actually getting a community day in August, and it is going to be awesome. It's an awesome community day for a couple of reasons. First of all, they're adding some new costumes, some new stickers, stuff like that. If you're into that, it's really cool. And also, they are adding or having it be 3 times catch Stardust. So for those making some awesome Pokemon, do this community day. It's so good. The second, there are so many good reasons for this community day. The next reason is the shiny is such a good shiny. Galarian Linoon shiny, or Galarian Zigzagoon shiny. And all of the shiny in that line are awesome, the best. Now it also gets a really interesting kind of gimmicky move, in my opinion. It's a new one called Obstruct. It lowers the opponent's defense while also raising yours. And it's the least damaging move in the game. It only does 15 damage. So it's interesting to see if that will be used or not, but we'll have to see. Now this game is quite interesting. They are running a lot of interesting picks. Forretress, man, is so cool. I'm going to be honest, it is such a cool mon. I am running Rock Tomb because this team does have a little bit of a trouble with flyers. Sometimes you're going to definitely want to run just the normal moveset of Earthquake in the future. Did you see how he got to swap a little bit before I even got to throw the move? That was such a... There was a couple of lags like that today. I didn't think it was my connection, but I had to think about who I should go into here. And I decided to go into Forretress because he can't throw the Leaf Blade, which is a really good move. But those aerial aces, for some reason, still do a ton of damage. They chunk, man. Again, this team is really, really cool. It's got Obstagoon on the lead, and Obstagoon is a core breaker for a lot of people, man. A lot of people love to run, the Galarian Stunfisk, Trevenant, Jellicent. It does well against all of those mons, man. So, definitely a sleeper pick there. It's definitely something that you want to take a look at, especially after its community day. People are going to be definitely taking a look at it. So the two things that it loses to is Altaria and Scrafty. I don't think I mentioned that. Altaria and Scrafty, we both have, or this team seems to struggle with. And then there's another example there. I guess we did get our fast move through, but who knows? I tried to, of course, call the bait. Or call that it was the Earthquake, and I didn't get it. So the second mon on this team, and this is just, it's hard to watch. Of course, he's got Staraptor, something that just absolutely counters Trevenant here. Galarian Obstagoon, obviously, or Obstagoon, there is no other form besides Galarian. So Obstagoon. We also have Forretress on the team. Now, Forretress and Obstagoon both wall one of the hardest counters to this team, and that is going to be the Wall Rain, or not to the team, to Trevenant. Wall Rain is a really bad issue, and I've been seeing Wall Rain all the time. We end up losing that match, but that's all right. We get, again, a nice lead here with the Jellicent, and they're going to swap in the Medicham. Got a great answer to the Medicham in the back, obviously. I never will shield the first move by a Medicham. If it's a power-up punch like this, then we're calling that bait there. I always throw the Shadow Ball too, just because, if they're not going to shield it, I want a shield, or I want the Pokemon, basically. That's how I think about it. But if they decide to shield, then honestly, I don't understand why they do it, because then now I'm going to be able to farm down. Unless they had Ice Punch there, it might have been a little bit of a different story, but, yeah. If they had Ice Punch, it would probably be a different story. We might have to shield again, but anyways, Trevenant is so freaking good, and this team is so fun to play because there are so many different Wall Rain teams. You'll see a ton of Wall Rain, Medicham, Sableye, a lot of Registeel, and this team does very, very well against those picks. Again, some of the ones that it struggles against, definitely that Altaria lead, Altaria anywhere, is going to be a big struggle for this team. Here we go. Here is a nice Walrein game. So they're going to opt to stay in, which most of the time Walreins decide not to stay in because the counters they're a little afraid of there. We get a bunch of good boosts from the Night Slash this game, so that's one of the exciting things here. They do decide to stay in, and I'm going to catch there. If you don't know, Icicle Spear is 5-4-5 every single time, so it is an easy one to catch. They're even going to let me farm down this Walrein without even them getting another Icicle Spear off. And they are going to bring in the Talonflame. This is the one thing that also, like, Talonflame and Altaria are the two biggest ones that I kept seeing. Why did he shield that? I don't know. Maybe he doesn't know Fortress's matchups, right? Or moves. So because Fortress usually runs right Mirror Shot and Earthquake. Both of them are resisted. So why he would opt to shield there, I don't know. Maybe he predicted that we were running the other move here. Which was a good thing on him because that move actually one-shots. So it is such a fun move to run. They get a good catch there, and, you know, when the opponent has two of our biggest counters in the back, there's just not a lot that we can do, right? They're running Scrafty and the Talonflame in the back, so that's just one of the hardest ones to go up against. And again, another Talonflame here. You'll start to see with the Go Battle League, they'll just pitch you against stuff that is pretty bad for your entire team. The only thing that can kind of semi-deal with it is going to be Obstagoon, just because the Night Slashes are neutral and they do a good amount of damage. We actually call the Brave Bird there, which is pretty good. They swap in a Shadow Nidoqueen, which is like, it's just like I want to poop on myself, right? And I'm just guessing that people don't know Fortress's moveset here, because this would be enough for the Earthquake, and they decide not to shield it. So it's like, okay, I mean, there's nothing I can do there. If you're not going to shield the Earthquake, you're not going to keep Switch, you're not going to keep anything, you're going to keep both shields. That's fine with me. I'm going to throw off another Mirror Shot here. Mirror Shot does good damage to a lot of things. We're not going to be able to farm down here. It's all going to be up to Trevenant, but honestly, I should have probably shielded this move so that I could have something to throw against the Talonflame other than this. And here's the thing that I hate that they took out. I wanted to swap that fast move there. If I swapped that fast move over, that Incinerate over to my Trevenant, I actually believe I would have won this game. If you keep watching here, I end up shielding this Talonflame's move here. They're going to swap, of course, the one time I don't have a Walrein, you know, in against my two mons that can really handle it well. It does a huge amount of damage here, right? And if that fast move got put over, I would have been able to farm down the Walrein and throw the Night Slash and win the game. So I don't understand why that was taken out. I really don't. I think transferring fast moves is a great thing in the game. Great lead here, and a great swap. So we got two hard counters right now. We're looking really good. Again, I always let that first one go through. And again, I'm always going to throw that Shadow Ball there. The Shadow Ball just is going to secure the shield or give me the Pokemon, right? So they're going to end up throwing another Ice Punch. And here's the thing, man. The thing is, if they're not running Power Up Punch, there's nothing they can do to threaten there. And so I'm going to just be able to farm down with it. So that's why shielding Metacham's not always the best idea, in my opinion. I'm going to go straight Shadow Ball here. I'm either going to chunk this or we're going to get the shield, and they opt to let it go. I'm going to end up getting a CMP tie here. I know this is not a return, so it's just going to be a foul play. I'm going to end up not at all charging that up and then just going for the extra, but instead they bring back in, and I again swap and catch the Icicle Spear onto Fortress. Fortress has an insanely good matchup against Walrein. If it's Shadow Fortress, it's a little worse. It's actually significantly worse. The difference between the two is like Fortress has a 600, whereas Shadow Fortress has about a 511. So it's like one turn can make a difference, which is a little scary there. But this thing can take these Icicle Spears. It does not matter, and they can see that they are not going to win this game. Swapping in a new one. Araquanid. I got a couple of Araquanids this time, and I'm going to opt to just swap in here. And I'm going to go for the Mirror Shot. They swap in a Trevenant here. Trevenant is going to most likely not shield this. I don't remember if I opt to shield here. I decide not to shield, and I call the bait, and in fact, it's a double or a quad resisted, right? Double resist. Is it double? It's a double resisted seed bomb, right? I thought that wasn't enough for another one, but in fact it was a Shadow Ball, so that takes me out. So that's really unfortunate. I think one more Bug Bite right there would have secured me the win, which definitely sucks because that switch was very necessary. They're going to swap in Araquanid, and they're running an Infestation Araquanid. Now, the difference between Bug Bite and Infestation is Bug Bite does one more damage per turn than the Infestation, but Infestation gives one more energy per turn. And you can just see how tanky Araquanid is. Just tanked that Night Slash there. I am going to end up shielding, use my first shield here. And it is on the Bug Buzz, which is great because that's a ton of energy that they just threw down the drain, right? And they're going to go for another move here. And I'm going to opt, I believe, not to shield here. It's another Bug Buzz, which is super effective, but at this range, I am most certainly going to be able to farm down. And they have the Bubble Beam here, which isn't going to be doing much damage. But, of course, they have a G-Stunfisk in back. And G-Stunfisk is a very good mon against Trevenant, unfortunately, when you're down shields, right? I said I might as well shield here because they're just going to throw the Rock Slide. But they have 2 shields, so it does not matter. They're going to kind of be on me here and not even... Or they only have 1 shield, but still, it was a race to 2 for both of us. And he's going to get to 1, right? He's going to get to it first, just in case he had the back-to-back there. So we lose that one. Obstagoon into Jellicent. Another really good lead as long as they, most people run Hex just because it's a little bit better energy gain. They are going to catch on the Azumarill here, so a very good catch by my opponent, but we have a hard counter in the back with the Trevenant. Trevenant 2 shots, has to have 2 Seed Bombs to take out one of these Azumarills here. Now they could be running Ice Beam, so I am going to shield that. And so because they threw the Play Rough there, I'm going to farm up a decent little bit more than I would normally. And they are going to end up shielding the first one. So because I have the back-to-back, I'm just going to end up throwing this one. And they're going to double shield. They are going to, double shield. For some reason they did that. I'm not really sure. I don't even think a Play Rough would have taken out. They're going to swap back in Jellicent, and I was quick. So I got back into my Obstagoon here, which is just going to hard wall this Pokemon, right? Except for the Bubble Beams. If they are running Ice Beam, obviously they have a little bit better of a matchup here, but these Hexes are doing 0 damage. They are really just doing no damage. Now the Night Slashes after the 2 Bubble Beams here is going to do a little less than it normally would, right? But it's still going to do a very decent chunk. And at this point, I could swap something else in and farm down, which my timer is almost up. So we're going to see what happens. I end up just trying to farm down with Obstagoon here, which is definitely an option, right? It allows us to get a little bit better stuff going on there. They are going to swap in a Galarian Stunfisk, right? And Galarian Stunfisk, again, in the back is just a little scary, but we pretty much have this game in the bag. Our Forretress has not been brought out yet. And that's the thing about this team, man. It can definitely beat teams without even using one of the Mons. I beat teams. You'll see in a couple, I remember we have a couple of videos back where we just used just the Obstagoon and the Forretress, right? Good lead. Again, the only thing they're going to throw that's going to at all hurt us is going to be that return. Return, I believe, does around 80%. So when you're triple resisting the Shadow Claws, it's not even like they're going to be able to farm you down afterwards. They're going to just opt to go for the foul play. And of course, we get a little bit of lag. I definitely would have just thrown the Night Slash there if I was able to. And of course, I get the weak connection, even though, as you can see, I'm on Wi-Fi and it's got 3 freaking bars. So that's a little annoying. But that's okay. We're going to throw the Night Slash here. That's going to take out, and we got a Night Slash to throw on whoever comes in. They end up putting a Medicham in. We're just going to throw the Night Slash and do a little bit of damage there before our Trevenant comes in. Trevenant, obviously, going to be a really good answer to the Medicham. Now, here is the issue. They end up having a Talonflame in the back. And again, we are almost able to we are able to get to the Rock Tomb here, which would be taking out. And freaking Talonflames, how do they know that I'm running Rock Tomb, man? They must have some stat tracker where they see my moves or something. I'm just playing around, but that's a little frustrating because they keep sneaking through Incinerates. It's like, ugh, I can't really do anything in that matchup, right? If you're going to shield the potential freaking Earthquake from a Forretress, then there's nothing I can really do, right? Into the next one, got a very positive lead here. Obstagoon into Walrein. Never going to really decide to shield the first one here just because it's going to do a little bit of damage. Not too much, though. That next one, though, I usually am trying to catch there, but instead this match I decided I would farm up. And they bring in a Wigglytuff. Anytime I see a Charmer, it's a pretty good day because we have Mirror Shot, obviously, on Forretress, and Forretress is a Steel type, going to be resisting all of those moves. I think it's silly that Fairy resists Bug. I don't really understand that all that much, to be honest. They're going to throw the Play Rough, and that just shows you how little damage the Play Rough does. We're going to go for another Mirror Shot. This Mirror Shot's going to chunk again, and we're going to be able to farm down the Wigglytuff without them getting another one off. They bring out a Walrein back, and we just farm it down. They have a Registeel here, so this game is pretty much set in stone, right? Our Trevenant walls Registeel. Our Obstagoon has counter, does good damage against Registeel. We got an attack drop on the Registeel. We have one shield. They have two, but they are going to also have to throw against the Forretress here. Otherwise, we're going to get to another Mirror Shot and keep just lowering their attack. They get one lock on through, which isn't a big deal. So we're going to end up throwing the Night Slash here, which gets shielded. We get the attack boost, and that is going to be a good game. That's all the videos for today. Hope you enjoyed this longer video, and see you in the next one. Peace.